Okay. Okay, so thank you very much for having us here. Menno has apologized that he couldn't be here, but unfortunately he did have urgent business that he needed to attend to overseas, and he should be flying in any time now at OR Tambo, so unfortunately he's just missed this opportunity. Okay, so we're driving the bus here.
Well, just click on the next one. Okay.
No, not with that.
In this mode, you've got to go there.
Okay, there we go.
Keep going, yeah.
Okay, so who is Master Power? Master Power is a company that has been operating in South Africa for 20 years now. Master Power started as a small company producing solutions for uninterruptible power supplies or UPSs to provide power when power wasn't available. This company has slowly grown from a handful of people operating out of a house to now a very, very big business employing over 250 people. But the solutions that we've been providing our clients over the years has changed and adapted to the changing market. So where we were originally just supplying small UPS type solutions, we now supply complete data center solutions. And the data center solutions that we supply in South Africa, we're very proud of as South Africans, because we are competing against internationals, big international corporates, and we are winning opportunities against them, which means that we're bringing a whole lot of turnover into the country and providing jobs over here that could potentially be going over to Europe. We've received awards for our technology in our solutions that we've developed. So that's a little bit of history about Master Power. What we believe in Master Power is that South Africa needs more entrepreneurs. There's not enough entrepreneurs in the private sector enabled to be, or in the private sector enabling us to be able to carry this country the way it needs to be carried. So we need to develop a whole lot more entrepreneurs. But a lot of people will be asking the question, the success that Master Power has seen, how or can that be recreated? And you hear a lot of people when they're saying, oh, okay, well, start your own company. They say, yeah, well, you know, Master Power's lucky because they were in the right place at the right time, or, you know, or we could never do that because it would need so much capital to get a business like that off the ground that it's literally not possible. Although our thoughts and our beliefs are it's utterly possible for every single one of us in this country to be able to become an entrepreneur and start your own company. So we thought a little bit about then how do we add value, is to look at Master Power and the development Master Power's gone through over the last 20 years and share with you 7 key success factors. These key success factors, we believe, are critical factors that if anybody can master these factors, you can start and run any business. So to share those critical success factors, next, it's entrepreneurship. You need to have an entrepreneur passion, and then also to have the right attitude and lots of energy to start and drive your own business. You need to have a vision. You need to be working towards some form of goal that you believe in, and you must believe in that vision really, really strongly. You need to be open to making mistakes and learning from your mistakes, and then out of that, gaining the experience you need to become better and better as you go through driving your own business. You've got to watch the market, because the market is fluid. It's changing all the time. You need to be able to adapt your business to the changes you're seeing in the market to be able to thrive in the environment that we are in. No man has ever built an empire as an individual. So the other thing that you're going to need, which is critical, is you need to empower people. And then you need to trust those people to be able to do the jobs, develop the skill sets, and then bring to the table or bring to your business the value that you can get out of people. But without developing people, your business is going to go nowhere. And then lastly, the most important thing for all businesses is you need happy, loyal customers. And happy, loyal customers come when you've got a strong focus on customers mixed together with a good quality product, because people would rather go back and buy from somebody who's given them a nice, happy customer experience with a good quality service or product. So those are what we believe are the 7 key success factors that have helped Master Power and Menno Parsons get his business from where it is or where it was to where it is today. So in short, I think what we're saying is that becoming an entrepreneur is something that South Africa needs. And becoming an entrepreneur is a freedom of choice. It's a freedom of choice that every single one of us has been given. And all we need to do is choose to exercise that choice. There's 2 types of people in this world. The one type of people are those people who will always tell you before they've even tried why it can't work. The other type of person is that type of person that goes out and he has always found a way to do something no matter how many obstacles have been thrown at him. It doesn't matter what you throw at that person, he's always accomplished his goal regardless of those obstacles. And I'm here to say to you guys today that you can choose who you want to be. Person number 1, coming up with excuses, or person number 2, the person that makes things happen. So let's have a look at the key success factors one by one. Number 1 is entrepreneurship. The first thing Master Power, or the first thing that drove Master Power into existence was Menno working as a young graduate student in a company called Siemens, which is a big corporate that sells electrical equipment, and seeing that because of this big giant that he was working in, because of all the red tape and all the processes that needed to be followed, customers weren't getting the service experience as well as the technical solutions that they needed, because this big giant of an organization just took too long to react to their needs. So he quickly saw the opportunity and the gap in the market to provide a better customer experience for the customer than what they were able to get from the big corporate. And he became an entrepreneur. But looking at that, you might still say, okay, but this is a big success story of a very, very clever man who had all the right experiences and opportunities in life for him to be able to accomplish this. So today we actually want to share with you another company with somebody else who's been just as successful, but didn't get the opportunity to have the same background and experience that Menno had. So we introduce to you.
So Doris Molefe is a childminder who opened up a daycare. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Okay, so Doris Molefe opened up a daycare center in Shoshonguve in 1984. She obviously saw a need for kids in the rural area who had nowhere to go during the day, and she took it on her own to teach his kids how to read and write and then further develop them.
So there you're seeing that 2 different people from 2 different worlds and 2 different backgrounds with different opportunities in their upbringing, and yet both of them have created very successful businesses, yes, on a different level, but both of them are equally proud of standing there today and saying, we are entrepreneurs of our own businesses, we are king of our own success. The second, back one. Okay, the second key success factor in opening up and running your own company is you've got to have passion and you've got to have lots of energy. You can't think that, okay, I've got a tick box of 7 items. If I can tick off all of those 7 items, I can sit back and this is just going to happen. These people have the businesses that they have today because of the passion they have for the customer, the passion they have for the people that work in their business, and the passion that they have for what they do. And that passion gives you lots of energy, which means you can put lots of time into developing and growing that business. If you don't have that energy and that passion, then also your business is not going to thrive because it's going to come through your people, it's going to go right down to your customers. So you've got to, as a person, have made that decision to say, I'm passionate about what I do, I believe in what I'm doing, and I'm going to go out there and make a difference. And that will filter through from the head right through to the bottom of the company and into your customer experience. Success factor number 3 is having a vision. While you're in your business is never going to stay stagnant. So Master Power started as a small UPS company, and we were providing solutions, energy solutions, to companies that couldn't afford to be down when the power was down. The one big client that we saw that was demanding more and more secure power solutions from us was customers who were owning data centers, banks, telcos, etc., etc. So Menno quickly saw that, wait a minute, here's an opportunity. I don't only need to provide just the energy secure solution and the services, after-sales services that come with that. Here's an opportunity for me to grow my business and actually start providing the complete turnkey data center solution. So he opened up a 7,000 square meter factory and he started building modular data centers to compete with international companies supplying this product into Africa. So bottom line is you must have that vision to be able to adapt the business and to be able to follow that vision to execute, to be able to provide that solution to the clients.
So during Doris's journey, she also then felt a need to, or actually it was a desperate need, to feed the kids from the rural areas. So currently she's feeding approximately 1,000 children a day from her soup kitchen because these families are just not equipped to sort themselves out. Either financially they're unemployed or disabled or not able to actually work.
So both Menno and Doris identified an opportunity in the environment or in the marketplace to be able to grow their businesses. Menno was to create a factory that builds data centers. Doris was to start feeding the kids in the area after school and helping them with their homework. But both of them saw the vision to be able to grow their businesses. Growing their businesses means more jobs, means more skill development, means more turnover in South Africa and a better economy. All businesses need to be able to fail fast. And by failing fast, what I mean is you need to make mistakes quickly so you can learn from those mistakes and improve what you're doing to become a better company. If you're too scared to make mistakes and you're too scared to fail, your business is never going to grow and you're never going to learn. So this is a vital part of all businesses. For Master Power, initially when we started building data centers, the data centers were controlled and monitored by something called PLCs, Programmable Logical Controllers. Although this product could do the control and the monitoring of the data centers, it wasn't ideal and it didn't meet all Master Power's customers' needs. So Master Power went out to find a solution that would be better suited to meet all the needs that our customers said they had, that the PLC was falling short of delivering. We weren't able to find something in the international market, first off, that was suited to Africa, and second off, that could meet all Master Power's clients' needs. So what Menno did is he said, I'm going to employ a whole lot of graduate students, straight out of college. I'm going to give them the ideas, and then I'm going to give them the freedom to be able to run away and resolve and find solutions for me for those problems. And out of this, we bore the remote monitoring system, which is known as the Universal Controller. And to this day, we are competing internationally with this product in South Africa. It has become the default standard for MTN and Vodacom, not only in South Africa, but also in the African countries that they're operating. So we're very, very proud of that product. And it just goes to show you again that if South Africans just believe in themselves and believe in one another, it's amazing what we can accomplish as a country. Doris, on the other hand, also saw that she had opened up a creche. She was helping the young kids that were left at home, feeding them, teaching them. Then she realized their siblings need the same assistance after school, so she opened up the kitchen to feed them and help them with the homework. Then she realized that not only was there a need there, but by talking to the kids, she realized they had grandparents and they had parents with disabilities that were sitting at home who also didn't have food, who also needed support. So she expanded her business and she created a new section, which was field workers. And she sent the field workers out to go and meet with these people in their homes and to try and support them by whatever support they needed. Initially, they also had to learn what didn't work because it took them 2 or 3 days to get around to seeing 3 or 4 families. But they too learned and developed and saw where their mistakes were and refined their processes and what they were doing. And now they can go out and help, the same people can go out and help over 40 families a day. So it's very important that in business, we fail fast and we learn from our mistakes so that we can grow our businesses. The 5th success element, which is adapting to your environment. So now Master Power is manufacturing power solutions. We're manufacturing data centers. But all the time, the competition in South Africa is getting more and more and more. And it's getting harder to get the same amount of business. And we're finding that in order to win the business, the margins are also becoming smaller. So Menno sits back and he says, how do we solve this problem? Because now we're working harder and our business is getting smaller. So what he did is he said, what is growing is the growing demand, and that's what's feeding the competition, is to have data centers to sell white space, to put all this data. Everybody's taking photographs and we're storing YouTube videos. So data center demand is growing. So instead of just supplying that demand and being one of the competitors supplying that market, he said, what happens then if we supply ourselves? Let's not build the data center just for my client. Let's build a data center for myself. And then let's start creating the environments that is storing all this data. And then let's rent this out in wholesale to my clients. Because if I can build it for myself at cost, then I can rent it out to my customers at a lower price and have a wholesale model that can compete with the existing businesses out there, but be slightly different to differentiate ourselves. So we've now, about 1.5 years ago, opened up our own data center and we're renting white space. So you've got to adapt to your environment and grow with the environment and not stay stagnant in order to continue to survive in the environment.
So watching Doris evolve has been quite an exciting adventure. She's obviously started everything that we've mentioned, but further installed Jojo tanks. So she catches the rainwater, she's watering her gardens, she's growing her vegetables. If she's not selling the vegetables to the community, she's also then using the vegetables in the daycare. They were donated some bread machines, and again, they bake bread and they sell it again to the community. So as much as you can rely on donations, sometimes it can come to an end. So she's at least trying to be sustainable in herself to make sure that her passion can carry on for as long as possible.
So again, 2 good examples where 2 different companies have got the same mindset in that if you don't adapt your business to be able to carry on supplying your business, building data centers for himself, growing food and selling it in the community to supply her own demand requirements as well as the other community requirements, again, creates more jobs, provides more skill sets, turns more money in the country, and then makes us a more viable economic society. The sixth element of success is empowering people. And again, in both these businesses, you'll see that the leaders, they have the vision. They come up with the ideas. They don't execute the ideas themselves in finding the solution, but they employ people, they put them in those positions, and they give them the task of coming up with the solution to meet that vision that they got. And then they give them the freedom to be able to do that. And if you believe in people, it's amazing what those people will do to make sure that your belief in them is definitely well placed. So that's another critical key success factor to owning your own business. The seventh and last critical factor is obviously the customer experience and providing good quality. And again, both these companies are very, very passionate about their clients. They're very passionate about the quality and service that they offer. And through that passion, the clients get a good customer experience, and through that customer experience, they get the loyalty of those customers so that they can be around for many, many years to come. So these are really what we believe are the key 7 success factors that have helped Master Power grow into the big company that it is today. And not only have helped Master Power, but you see the same key factors assisting somebody like Doris in her company. And I think Doris is also a fantastic example to show you that if you've made up your mind, anybody has the ability to make it happen. So I think our message over here today is we understand and know what South Africa needs. We need entrepreneurs that bring back, develop people, create jobs. And for us, it's not about excuses. Everybody can make excuses. It's really the easy way out. It's got nothing to do with luck. It's got to do with exercising that freedom of choice and putting the passion and energy behind that freedom to make your own business. So our challenge to everybody out there is to lead, guide, and motivate the people around you, including yourself, to become entrepreneurs and to start your own businesses. Thank you. Lady red in the back.
Okay, I'm not sure if there's any questions. If you guys have some questions, we're going to do one, and then we're going to do...
Hi there.
Hi.
I just wanted to find out, it's a very motivational presentation that you've given. Do you go out and give it to communities or people to try and motivate them to become more entrepreneurial?
I was sitting in my office on Tuesday when I found out that Menno was not going to be available to attend this function, and he said, be creative, rock up, and tell the world why Master Power is so successful. So this is actually our first presentation.
Would you consider getting out? I really appreciated Doris's story as the counterbalance. And I think it would be a valuable thing to take out into like schools and communities and get this idea out at a grassroots level. Do you think maybe you're inspired from today to go and try something like that?
Absolutely happy to help wherever we can. If it's going to make a difference, yes, we're there. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Rodley, and a very nice presentation. My name is Ron. I have been an entrepreneur. I think I was born an entrepreneur for people who have this sense or mystique around entrepreneurs, and I do lecture students often in this. I think it's something to which you are born, and I need to point that out. In all of my experience, I think it's something to which you are born. And it's rare to find people who develop into that. That aside, I started my first business at the age of 7, nearly 50 years ago. It went bankrupt after 4 days. No such thing as failure, only feedback. But I just wanted to ask a question. Over the last 2 or 3 years, I have divested from, or tried to divest from, the formal or regulated economy in South Africa. It is just too hard. I have great envy for a business such as yours. I'm in mining, unfortunately, one of the retribution industries in this country, other than things like agriculture. I don't know the amount of regulation and red tape that exists in your particular industry, but are there examples of particular businesses that are maybe less formal and less regulated that you could recommend?
I think if I look at Doris's example, in starting your own business, I would say that you need to start small. If you follow those points and you look at point number one was basically about, number one, find out what you're passionate about, because without that you're not going to be successful. But that passion has to be backed by a need. You need to be able to find something that you can do better than somebody else from a customer experience point of view. Because if you can do that better than the client, or you can change what they're doing and tweak it or add something to what they're doing, that is where you find that gap to be able to start your own business. So I'm not a great market analysis guy. I'm a sales and marketing manager. But my advice is that you need to look at the environment, you need to look at your passion, and you need to try and find that gap. And that gap might be a big opportunity initially, it might be a small opportunity, but then you need to develop and grow that like a seed. I don't know if I've answered your question.
I'm going to call it this because we need to unfortunately continue. So to say thank you very good and say thank you to Menno for allowing you guys to come. It's a real pleasure having you guys. You're going to stay with us?